Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. My name is Sharice Walker, and I'm your host of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. Here is my question for you. Do you have trouble with your bookkeeping? Like it's the worst thing that you want to do, like it's the last thing you want to do, and so you don't do it, and then taxes roll around every year, and you're like, shoot, I should have done this every week or every month. And so Debbie DeKnight, she's here today, and she's going to talk about why finances are so important in your business and give us some tips and tricks on what we can do to be better at it as an entrepreneur. So Debbie, without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. So I have been doing things in the accounting world for over 30 years. And if you look close, you can tell I have my appointment this weekend, but I really focus on small businesses. We do fractional CFO, profit, first coaching, and then bookkeeping. So everything that we do focuses on small business success. Whether you're just starting out, whether you've been in business for 10 years, it's all about finances, and people just don't want to accept that. It's not all about your sales. It's not all about how much money you're bringing in your business. It's about understanding your finances, giving every dollar a purpose, and making sure that it does the purpose it's intended for. It's about having control over the business and not having the business control you and you always being reactive. Oh, I don't have enough money for payroll. Oh, I can't pay that bill. Oh, I forgot about that yearly bill that comes in. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to have to put it on a credit card. No, it's about the finances. That's what makes your business healthy. That's what makes it grow profitably. That's what lets you sleep at night because you are controlling it. So it's very important to understand what your business is doing, what's going on. People think, oh, I got to do the books. I got to do the bookkeeping. I got to do my numbers. Oh, I'll just put it on a spreadsheet. Oh, it'll wait until next month. You can't do profitable things in your business if you don't know what your business is doing. You should be doing your numbers every week. You should be using bookkeeping software. So unless you're doing 50 grand a year in revenue and you've just started, everybody else should have software. I don't care if you use QuickBooks Online, if you're using Xero or you're using something else, you should have software because you are a business. You are not a person doing a hobby. You are doing a business, and you need to understand where everything comes in and everything goes out. People that I work with can have large businesses. They could be making $8 million a year in revenue, but guess what? They've got $1 million in debt.
Wow.
Why? Because they don't understand their numbers. They don't have control of the finances. They just are reactive in everything that they do. They overspend. They leak profitability in their jobs or the item that they're selling. They just feel overwhelmed and they don't want to deal with it. And they think that sales is the solution to everything. And it's not. It's part of the solution. Absolutely. But the more you get in sales, if you get the equal amount of expenses that come in, you turn around and you never get anywhere.
Mhm.
You're on this little hamster wheel and you're working and you're chasing the dream, but you get nowhere, and as moms, we have so much to do. I mean, we've got the kids, we've got the in-laws, we've got the parents. Like myself, I care for my elderly parents. And there's just so much riding on everything we do. And we feel that we have to know it all. We have to do it all. We have to wear every hat that there is. And it's not true because we put ourselves in a bad situation
Mhm.
by having those beliefs. And it took me, I don't want to say how many years, to come to the conclusion that it's not all my job, it's not all my responsibility. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to accept help from others. Trying to be a mom and manage everything can be sometimes a job that just can't be done on your own.
Yeah.
Have somebody watch the kids, give you time to do what you need to in the business. Have your spouse pick up groceries, do something. There's so many ways that there's people in your life that can help you,
Mhm.
even if it's just freeing up time doing other things so that you can focus, take advantage. There's no shame in asking for help. And if you've got a good spouse, they should jump on the opportunity to turn around and help you in a way that they can turn around and give you time to realize your dreams, your goals, the things that you want to accomplish for your family. And the numbers is one of those things you're just going to have to spend the time on.
It's interesting because there was a business I was a partnership with, and every day she looked at the books, but she ran the business into the ground. And the reason why is because, oh, we have this money coming in, or oh, we have this money coming in, or something. And so the frivolous spending, and I would sit there and go, look, you can't do that. It's not that big of a deal, Sharice. It's important for blah, blah, blah. Or we have too many people on payroll, or you guys are paying yourself too much right now. It's a startup business. And literally it was run into the ground because of the financial situation. And it's important to look at it, but I think when you have other people, like a third party looking at it and saying, no, 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 this is a frivolous expense, or this isn't a good idea. For people that sometimes they do need that second eye. And I think sometimes people are afraid to pay for it because it's an additional expense. But it's like, okay, well, if you had somebody looking at it that said, nope, you shouldn't do this, or nope, you shouldn't do that, they're probably going to make up how much you're paying them by saving money because they have no emotional attachment to it. So going and buying snacks, and not just cheap snacks, but like a ton of snacks, and quite frankly, food and lunch for people. Hey, go pop this in the microwave. That adds up. And she's like, oh, sure, it's $300 to $500 a month. It's not that big of a deal. Well, when we're not making payroll, it is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. We have this mentality um, in the country where we see something and we want it, and therefore we justify it to ourselves that it's needed. And it's really not. We just are so used to having it so good that when we want something, we just take it.
Yeah.
So with my clients, we have a 10-day rule.
Hmm.
So you see something, you want it, and it is not essential to delivering your product or service. You have to wait 10 days. If at the end of 10 days you still want it and you can justify it, you go get it. Because 9 times out of 10, by day 5 or 6, they're like, yeah, no,
Mhm.
I don't really need it. It was more of an impulse purchase. And now that I've had time to think about it, I don't need it.
Interesting. It's kind of like the kid that says, they go to the store with you, Mom, can I buy this toy? Sure, yeah. And then 2 days later, they're bored with it and it's now collecting dust. And it's like, why did I buy that for you? And so now it's one of those, okay, well, what are you going to get rid of so that you can have that toy now? And it's the same type of thing in business, then it sounds like that you just wait. And if you really need it, then definitely get it. I was car
Yeah.
shopping recently and I'm like, I swore I would never spend more than X amount on a car, right? And so now because reputation is something, and unfortunately in my industry you are judged by how you look and what you drive, and because that's what my industry is. And so I never was that person. It's like, give me a car that will take me from point A to point B. I don't care. And I bought this car. It's a 2018, so it's old now, but it doesn't look old. And so I'm actually really happy about it, but it's not serving me anymore. So I start going out and I'm driving these pretty beautiful cars, but not, luckily, none of them were satisfying because the seats were not very cushiony and I have bad hips. So anyway, I just decided, okay, I'm going to wait. And luckily I did, because I had given a lot of money to somebody as an investment that they swore that they couldn't lose any of the money. And they lost all of the money. It was a significant amount. And so had I bought that car, I would have been crying at this point. And so it's just like, I don't need it. There was a reason why we were going to get it, but it can wait. And so I think those type of things, and do you really need to spend that much? You don't. Get an older version that still looks really nice. So anyway, it's interesting, the mentality, you're right, in right now.
And I will say one of the things that I see, especially with very small businesses, is that they spend way too much on marketing. Marketing is important. I mean, it's something that you definitely have to do. And if you're like me, it's like terrible. You don't want to do it yourself. It's just not my cup of tea.
Mhm.
But you have to turn around and be very careful who you choose to work with. And then you have to make sure that you're tracking the ROI, the return on investment for that marketing, because you can go through a ton of money um, turning around and on marketing that never gets you one single lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people get themselves into big credit card debt when they start a business and they're trying to pay for marketing.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, again, my industry, real estate, it's like all of the schools, hey, do you want to be in our booklet? Or hey, the golf courses, hey, why? Why would I want to? Oh, it's only 397. Well, let's add up 397 how many different times? And it has never gotten me a single client. And so it's easy. And
Mm.
another thing is self-help programs. Oh, let's teach you this or let's teach you that. And it's only $97 a month. And so you sign up as a trial and then you forget to cancel it later. And so it's this reoccurring thing unless you look at your credit card and go, oh, I didn't cancel that. And so it's the little things add up to a lot of things. And before you know it, like I had hired a coach and I jumped on the bandwagon. I jumped in with both feet, and everything that she had, keep in mind, she's been doing this for 20 years and has a lot more money because of what she's doing. So I like jumped on and I did everything. And I sat down and I'm like, holy cow, I'm not utilizing all these programs. Like she has a staff of 10 people. I don't. And so what's working for her is not working for me and it's not cost effective. And so I canceled everything and I can breathe
Yeah.
again. Because it's not taking so much time. And so I really think that we have to be, as business owners, be careful and be more prudent with our investments and the ROI. Because if
Yes.
you have a lot of money or if you have money sitting in the bank in the business account, you're like, I have money. What's $97 a month? It's $97 a month. So,
Yeah. It's money that could be in your pocket.
mhm. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So, as we talk about bookkeeping, there's something else that you talked about, fractional CFO. And so, when should a business go from, I just need you to do my bookkeeping to now I need a fractional CFO? Where's that magic tipping point?
Well, in my mind, it kind of goes this way. $500,000 and under, they do their own bookkeeping. and you can get people who will teach you how to do your bookkeeping. So, like us, we work with QuickBooks Online only. So, when somebody really small comes to us, we're like, okay, let me teach you
Okay.
how to manage this. Once they get to like a 500,000, then they start to outsource the bookkeeping. And at that point, sometimes they'll want like a quarterly fractional CFO meeting at that point where we delve more into the numbers and the future and the planning and picking apart exactly what they have going on in their business, of more of a high level quarterly approach. I do recommend that every small business owner reads the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I don't know if you've read it.
I was thinking, I think I actually have it. It's over by my bed. And so anyway, I was going to hold up the book, but it's upstairs in my room. So anyway.
It is the best thing that you can do for yourself for 20 bucks.
Mhm.
I mean, the book will change the way you look at the finances. It will help you to understand the way that we are wired and have a system that works with the way we're wired to turn around and start giving us that control over everything financial in our business.
Like that.
You can utilize that yourself. It's the book. At some point, usually after people have like 100,000 or so, they might look for like a self-paced online course for Profit First that delves a little bit more into the specifics where the book is general. And then they might consider working with somebody one-on-one at maybe that 500,000 and up mark. For people who want monthly fractional CFO and somebody to help with the profitability, that usually starts more at 750 to a million,
Okay.
where they have somebody that they're working with one-on-one every month or multiple times a month on these things.
Interesting. So you have a methodology that I don't hear a lot as an entrepreneur. Your belief is that you should pay yourself first, right?
Absolutely.
How come? Because I hear so many entrepreneurs are like, I didn't take a paycheck for the first 2 years. So why do you pay yourself first?
So that actually goes back to Profit First by Mike.
Mm.
When you start a business, you go into it with a mentality that you're going to be paid last.
Mhm.
But in truth, you're the most important employee your business has. And if you can't pay your bills, if you can't feed your family, then your business is not serving you. And want the business to serve us.
Mm.
So when money comes in, how it should go is money is put away for your profitability. Money is then put away for what you're going to pay yourself. We put money away for tax bill because our business should pay the business taxes and our personal taxes. Because again, the business serves us. And then when we have money left, that's what you use to pay your bills. So instead of looking at your business with sales minus expenses equals your profit and making your profit the last thing you think about, it's your sales minus your profit equals your expenses. Your expenses need to fit what's left. And if they can't, you have too many bills. You need to cut expenses.
I like that. So, what are some of the steps that business owners should do or take to achieve financial independence?
They should focus on their numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, if they don't have a good mind for numbers, some people just aren't. They're hands-on people, they're not numbers. Find somebody to help you.
Okay.
I'm not saying it needs to be somebody who does your books, but somebody who can, maybe somebody you know, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, somebody who is good with that, who could maybe help you, or you can look for a professional. We never want to, as moms, I think, like show vulnerability. You know, we're in charge, we've got it, we do it all. So to ask for help can be hard.
Mhm.
Um, but really, if you need help, you need help. You're gonna have to find it one way or another. Because not asking is not going to turn around and get you where you want to be.
I like that.
I would say read the Prophet's first book. It tells you to open up 5 bank accounts. It tells you how to transfer a percentage to each of those accounts. Goes back to what we're talking about. So all your money comes into an income account on a weekly, monthly, biweekly basis. You would transfer a certain percent to your owner's comp, a certain percent to your profit, to your tax, and then what's left goes to your OPEX.
I love that.
Start now, no matter how small you are with the accounts. Start getting control and clarity because when you were saying about the other business you were working with, when you look at an account and, oh man, I have $72,000 there. Well, you don't really have 72,000 because you've got 25 that needs to go to payroll. You've got 12 set aside to pay Uncle Sam. You've got, different things going on, your owner's comp. So there's, another 5 grand. So that number could actually turn out to be you've got $27,000 in your account. It still sounds like a lot, but when you get to a business that's doing several hundred thousand a year, you have to have that cushion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. Yeah, that's very, very true.
So when you look at one account, there's no clarity. It's kind of like the envelope system. I, I'm gonna age myself again.
I know, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to do it.
Yeah, I used, the Waltons.
Mhm.
You'd see Grandma Walton, and she had her envelopes, and people would turn around and give her the pay, and she'd put it some in a mortgage, and some in food, and some in different things in her purse, and she'd keep the cash separated.
Mhm.
It's the same thing now, only you do it with bank accounts.
Yeah.
So when you log in and you look, you're like, my OPEX has $2,000. I don't care what the other accounts have. My OPEX says 2,000. I need to run my business on that $2,000.
I like that. And somebody I talked to that is a multi-million, maybe bazillionaire, they still live on, like, here's my salary. And then, yes, they'll get a bonus at the end of the year or whatever, but this is my salary. This is what I've lived on for like 20 years, right? And I mean, obviously, they probably have increased just a little because of inflation, but it's one of those things making sure that you are living within your means in your business and personal. Let me ask because, yeah, a warning sign is you can't make payroll. A warning sign is that you're in debt. I get that. But what are some of the warning signs that business or entrepreneurs can look at that might be signaling that your business is not financially healthy?
If you don't know what your numbers are,
Hmm.
that's a sign. If you can't read a P&L and a balance sheet, that's a sign because that's what gives you information. If you're deciding by your gut instinct whether to buy something or not, that's a problem. All decisions should be made based on your numbers,
Hmm.
not on your gut. So if you don't know how to pull up a P&L or a balance sheet to turn around and look at your numbers on your own, that's a sign.
Good. That's really good. Okay, and one last question, which is nothing to do with business. We're going to switch gears to momhood. Um, I want you to imagine yourself sitting on a park bench and a 9 month pregnant woman comes up and sits next to you. What is one piece of advice you would give her about being a mom? It doesn't have to be being a new mom.
Ah, enjoy those first years. They go so fast,
Yep.
so fast. Um, Especially before they learn to talk back. Those are the good years.
and make their own decisions, and you can't do anything about it. Adults. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And it's so much fun, and they're learning so much, and they want to learn. And so it's such a fun time. And yeah, I agree. Those early years, and they bring joy because everything they do is cute, right? Maybe
Oh,
not
yeah.
to everyone else, but to you, absolutely. It's cute.
Well, the diaper stuff is cute when somebody else is holding them.
Right, right.
Oh, those blowouts. I'll never forget those. My
Mhm.
son's 35 this year, and I can still remember those.
Oh, wow.
Diapers weren't as good back then.
No, that's true. That's very
The
true.
the ones that went up the back all the way to like the hairline, and they were in a onesie, and you're like, what do you do?
Yep, Yep, I remember those days. Oh, that's good. Well, if our listeners want to get a hold of you, how would they find you?
They can just find us on our website, rightwayprofits.com.
Well, Debbie, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Unbreakable Mompreneurs, get your finances in order. Sometimes like people hate that part of it. That's the worst thing they ever want to do, but you have to do it. So set aside time, block it out in your calendar, and just make sure that you're looking at it at least twice a month, if not every week. So go out and make it a great day. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Sharice Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Sharice Walker.